Good morning, I'm Cody Henriksen, and today we're going to be taking a look at how we can provide some documentation inside our projects using the JavaDoc documentation. So we've already seen some of the basic comments right here, like I have on line 35 with the comment getters. I can just use a single line comment right here, or a single line comment right here for setters, or what I normally do inside my constructor section, also just a quick little single line comment. And I can even do one up here for my data members. Now, these documentation right here, this is a quick little thing just to organize my code, helps me, do a quick little see about to what's happening inside it. However, when I'm talking about documentation, there's oftentimes more documentation needed than simply just giving a quick little one-line explanation, or if I want to block out some code because I'm having some struggles with it, like right here. If I wanted to block out all this code right here so I don't execute it right there and it doesn't change it, I can do multi-line comment just right here, where I do a / to a asterisk / right here, which does a multi-line comment. So everything inside that block of code can be removed, and it will just remove all of that right out of there. However, that's not what I want to do inside my description, so I'll make sure I take that out right now and leave that alone. But I can also provide even more documentation. This is a documentation. It's more on the side to actually give a better information as to how the code is being used. And this is a more professional way of doing documentation, especially inside your Java projects, so that other people, especially other people using your code or working with code, can see what you're actually doing. And the way we do that is using the JavaDoc style of documentation. So it's a form of documentation which again is ignored by the compiler itself or ignored by Java, but it provides more information to people who are using it. So let's go ahead and let's go up here to our debug duck right now to start off with that. And so my debug duck, if I expand this out, as you can see right here, I'm doing my default constructor. I initialize all my variables, my default values. But I don't know that's what's happening when I'm doing that. So I can actually explain that to someone else by giving a quick little explanation on this using the JavaDoc style. So what I do is right up here, I do whack ** and press enter, do is the star whack. And so whack ** or /* to */ is the JavaDoc style. It explains, hey, this is a JavaDoc comment, which means it can provide even more information both internally and externally. And I'll take a look and see how that happens. So as you can see right here, I just wrote a quick little sentence explaining what's happening inside this. And so this creates a debug duck instance with all the default values. Again, it explains exactly what a constructor does, but notice what I can do with this now. Because I've now provided JavaDoc documentation, when I save this and I want to hover over that, say in my IDE, or use it inside my thing, I can hover over right here, and I can see, oh, hey, look, it comments and gives an little explanation that I'm creating a Java debug duck. Yes! And so I can know what's happening. Now that's great. That's a quick little explanation so I know what's happening inside my design model at debug.duck and the debug.duck constructor. Gives me information right there. I can even give more information on this where I can talk about providing my debug.duck constructor with a name parameter. So I can give it right here. And what I do that, I do a /** and press enter, and it auto-generates the required @param on that. Your IDE may not generate that, but you just have to add that. Every parameter gets the @param, and you should do this in the same order you actually see them inside this, so it goes along with that. And so on this one, I have creates a debug duck with the supplied name. My @param is the indicator it's a parameter. Then it has the name of the parameter, followed by an explanation as to what that is. And as you can see right here, when I hover over that, it's, oh, my parameters, and it lists all the parameters that go along with it, including an explanation of what that parameter is actually providing. So this is a great way to give more information. Now, the reason this is so amazing, if I go over here and I go back to my controller that I was working with where I actually create that debug duck, and I hover over it right there, oh, I can see that I'm assigning a new debug duck with the name of superduck right here. So I can see explicitly that I'm using that parameter now of superduck is going to be the name of the duck. So I can see what's happening when I'm writing that code. So by providing the external documentation or the more formal documentation of the JavaDoc style, it makes it so I can better use my code both inside my program and when other people want to use it, I can get access to that too. On top of that, you may have actually done some stuff in your class where you use the Java API to look at the string or the array list or some of the other things that are built into Java and look at the API and how they're used. Well, in actuality, all that lovely information is generated by the JavaDoc for those files themselves. So let's take a quick look at that really fast. Over here in my JavaDoc right here, I have my debug duck information. I can generate that in there. Inside Eclipse, it's really pretty easy. I just go inside here. I'm going to right click on my design document project. I'm going to go down to import. I'm going to go down to export. And inside the Java section, I'm going to do JavaDoc. I'm going to choose next. And I'm going to choose my design project. I always want to choose private so I can get the private methods as well. Because I want to actually get all the documentation. That's what I'm doing. And I just hit finish and yes to all. And this will give me a default structure right there. As you can see, it generates a whole bunch of code right there. But let's go look at the project again. And now I have this doc folder. And inside the doc folder, I have index.html. Now, if you've taken a web dev class, you know the index.html is the root folder of, or excuse me, the index.html is the root file of all web pages by default. If I double click on that, hey, wait a second. This looks just like what we're doing when we're talking about the Java String API or the ArrayList API, or in fact, any other API. And if I go to my model package and my debug duck, look at that. I've got a lovely, cool little definition right here of what my debug duck is and how it works. And if I went through and actually wrote all of them out, and I could click on it, and I could go right here, and it gives me the debug duck information, all the default values. It's all hyperlinked and built for me just by running the JavaDoc command. And so that's built for me automatically. It's a great tool, and I can see exactly what's happening. And this is a great way to take an existing project and make it even more professional and more amazing. So again, the way we do that is we use the JavaDoc documentation style. So I'm going to go over to my project right here. I go into there and use the whack ***, closing with a star whack. That gives the that tells Java this is a JavaDoc comment, and then I run the JavaDoc command to actually generate the JavaDoc comments from all the different files inside that project. And it just builds the entire project for me all at once. It's amazing and wonderful, and you can see all that lovely files right there. And that's a great way you can use to create some documentation and have a better way to work with and provide information about your project. And you should do that for all of your methods and data members that exist inside your file. Thanks again. Have a good day. Cheers.